Hi everybody, it's Mrs. O. Today we're going to read a story called Big Shark's Lost Tooth. So I guess sharks, well, we all know they have some seriously big teeth, and this guy would live in the water. So let's see what happens. It's written by Steve Metzger. I don't think we've read this one before.
Well, last week we invited Kelsey over and this one.
Chomp was a big lemon shark who loved playing hide and seek with his best friends Ollie the octopus and Minnie the manta ray. "Minnie will never find me here," Chomp said as he ducked behind a rock. He happily took a bite out of his coral reef crunch bar. So there they are playing, and they're playing hide and go seek, which we all play too. So let's see what happens. He bit into his coral reef crunch bar and something happened. He felt something hard that wouldn't crunch. It was his tooth. It had fallen out. "Whoa," Chomp said. "I found you," Minnie said. "You were making too much noise." "I don't care," said Chomp. "Look at this." "It's too bad the tooth fairy doesn't visit the ocean," Minnie said. "Why not?" Chomp said. "I don't know," Minnie replied. "She just visits boys and girls who live on the land." "That's not fair," Chomp said, and he started to swim home. So there he is with his big tooth. So now he's upset because he doesn't think the tooth fairy's going to come. So there he is. Let's see what happens. Chomp found his mother working in her garden. "It's not fair," Chomp shouted. "What's not fair, sweetie?" she said. "Look at Mom. She's even got a lovely necklace, pearl necklace on there. She's a pretty fancy shark." "The tooth fairy," Chomp said. "I lost my first tooth and the tooth fairy won't visit me." Chomp showed his mother the tooth. "Oh, it's a beauty," she said. "Maybe the tooth fairy will come. You just never know." Because Moms always try to be optimistic about these things. So let's see what happens. Chomp's a bit upset. That night, Chomp put his tooth under his seaweed pillow. Well, we all put our teeth under the pillow. "I really hope she visits me," Chomp said, "just like she visits the boys and girls live on land." "Me too," Chomp's mother said, "and there's going to be lots more lost teeth. Young lemon sharks like you lose an entire set of teeth every week." So that's the teeth for these sharks. "Is that really true?" Chomp said. "Absolutely," she replied. "But as you lose teeth, new ones will quickly replace them." So definitely sharks have more teeth than we do because we don't lose teeth like that. So there they are. Mom's telling him what's going to happen. And there goes my son James up the stairs. Hi, James. After he fell asleep, Chomp's mother searched the ocean floor for a gift. "I don't want Chomp to be disappointed," she thought, "but I've never heard of the tooth fairy coming to the bottom of the ocean." Finally, she found a sand dollar near a seashell on the floor of the ocean. Because she's not sure if the tooth fairy is going to come either, so she doesn't want him to be disappointed. "I hope he likes this," she said as she replaced Chomp's lost tooth with the sand dollar. But when his mother accidentally bumped into him, Chomp woke up. "You're not the tooth fairy," he said. Ugh, he angrily jumped out of bed and looked for something to bite. He found an old piece of wood and bit into it, and guess what happened? Another tooth fell out, and Chomp then began to cry. "I'm sorry you're so sad," Chomp's mother said. "I'm going to do whatever I can to get the tooth fairy to come here for the tooth." Chomp fell asleep and dreamt that the tooth fairy had come to visit him. So he's got a lot of teeth in there that he could lose. And you can see the gaps where his two teeth have fallen out. So let's see what Mom does. Or you can even see, if you look closely, the tooth on the piece of wood. The next day, while Chomp was busy playing, his mother secretly wrote a letter to the tooth fairy. That was nice. And she's got ink down here that's made from black ink from squids. So that's what she's writing her letter. "Dear Tooth Fairy, my son Chomp has lost another tooth. He would be so happy if you would visit him. I know you are very busy. We live at the bottom of the ocean near the Bahamas. Here is a map. Sincerely, Chomp's mother. P.S. Chomp is a lemon shark. So she writes the letter, and she even draws a map to help the Tooth Fairy locate where Chomp is. So they live in the Bahamas. Not too bad. Okay. Now, how can I get this message to the Tooth Fairy? Chomp's mother wondered. I know, she thought. Gertie the seagull. She knows everyone, and she's always willing to help an old friend. She began to swim away. Hey, what's going on, Mom? Chomp said. I have an errand to run, she said. I'll be right back. Chomp's mother swam as fast as she could to the ocean's surface. The other sea creatures quickly darted out of her way. Well, she's a shark. And there they are, and off she goes. Got her pearls on, too. So she's off to find Gertie the seagull. What can a seagull do? Let's think. Gertie, Gertie, she called out. After a few minutes, Gertie the seagull flew overhead. Mabel, your sharp-toothed rascal, what brings you up here? Gertie said. So Chomp's mother's name is Mabel. Can you please deliver this note to the Tooth Fairy? It's very important. Sure, Gertie replied. Anything for you. And off she went. Gertie flew to the top of Fairy Mountain and into the Tooth Fairy Castle. So there's Gertie talking to Chomp's mom, Mabel. And she's going to take the letter. And she's going into Fairy Mountain, where the Tooth Fairy's castle is. Golly, I didn't even know that. Oh, wow. So, after a busy night of visiting boys and girls all over the world, the Tooth Fairy was still fast asleep. Gertie dropped the note from Chomp's mother next to the Tooth Fairy's pillow and started to fly away. The Tooth Fairy awoke with a start. What are you doing here? She called out. Come back. But Gertie was gone. Tooth Fairy noticed the letter and read it. When she finished, she shouted, a lemon shark. How exciting is that? I've never visited a lemon shark, she said. So there she is. And there's the Tooth Fairy. We're not quite sure that's what she really looks like, but there she is in the story. And there goes Gertie. So the Tooth Fairy grabbed her magic bag and flew out the window. She flew for hours and hours, checking her map along the way. As the sun went down, the Tooth Fairy arrived at the right spot, and she dove right into the water. Look at all the pretty jellyfish around her. Wow, I didn't know she could swim like that. Racing past colorful jellyfish, playful seahorses, and a very scary swordfish, she found Chomp's mother watching him as he slept. Chomp had already put his tooth under the pillow. So there's that big swordfish that she came across. And I think they're all quite surprised to see the Tooth Fairy in the water. Maybe the Tooth Fairy will come tonight, Chomp's mother said in a soft voice. Then she turned and saw that the Tooth Fairy was standing right next to her. Is it really you? Chomp's mother whispered. Yes, indeed, the Tooth Fairy replied. I just had to come after reading your letter. The Tooth Fairy reached into her bag and replaced Chomp's tooth with her gift. Now I must go, she said. There are so many children I still need to visit. Goodbye, Tooth Fairy, Chomp's mother said. Thank you so much for coming. In an instant, the Tooth Fairy was gone. There she is talking to Chomp's mother. How Chomp's mother must have been really excited. I've never seen the Tooth Fairy. Wow. The next morning, Chomp woke up and immediately looked under his pillow. Oh, it's sparkling crystal, he said. It was the most wonderful thing he had ever seen. Was the Tooth Fairy really here, Chomp asked. Oh, Chomp's mother said, oh yeah. Look, she wrote something on the bottom of your crystal. You're growing up. You're losing teeth. There will be more, it's true. This crystal shows how much you shine. I am so proud of you. Oh, that's so nice. Do you think she'll ever come back? Chomp asked. Oh, I don't know, his mother replied. It really doesn't matter, Chomp said with a big smile. She came to the bottom of the ocean just to see me. He looked at his new crystal. Thank you so much, Tooth Fairy. And there he is. He takes his crystal out to show all of his friends that the Tooth Fairy didn't forget him. Wow. And that's the end of our story. And there he is playing with his friends. So Big Shark's Lost Tooth. Really good story. And I bet some of you are losing teeth as these weeks have gone on. So I hope the Tooth Fairy has visited you too. Okay, guys. Good to see you and talk with you here. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.